Stop number 2 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the Rockingham, here for the running of the GM Goodwrench Service 400, as we have set for 50 laps of action here today on this 1.017 mile race. We had an excellent race in the Truck Series, and I think we expect to see the same thing here with these Cup cars. I mean, what a finish that Truck race gave us here, and we expect to see same thing for the GM Goodwrench Service 400 Castrol GTX Cup Series race for here for the NNSCRA. We had a great race in the Daytona 500 with Emmanuel Hartnett taking home the victory here today. Not today, but at that race, I should say, excuse me. So anyway, with that, without further ado here, as we go to the starting line for today's event here for the GM Goodwrench Service 400. On the pole for this race, for his first pole of the season, is Kyle Matthews. He's in the number 29 Hardy's Oldsmobile. He's won at this track before, and he knows what it's like, so we'll see what happens. Alongside of him is Phil Parker, number 5, the Levi Garrett Chevrolet. These were two of the drivers that was in that great finish in the truck race here on this track. Row 2 is the defending series champion, Trent Dunham. He's in the number 1 Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Chevrolet. He'll be alongside number 15, the Motorcraft Quality Parts Ford of Jason Haywood. He's on the outside. Third row has Johnny Gardner, number 35, the Folgers Decaf Chevrolet, and Kat Tellier, number 7, the Xerox Antifreeze Ford. Fourth row has Joshua Zakuli in the number 47 Race Hill Farms Buick, and beside him Paul Minnick in the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet, number 44. Fifth row has Ashlyn Boyd in the number 55, the Copenhagen Chevrolet. She'll be alongside the number, he or whatever. Will be alongside the 42, the STP Buick. Mike Becker, one of the 2 STP cars in this field, as a matter of fact. Sixth row, Jonathan Zorlin has number 88, the Gatorade Buick, and he'll be alongside the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Ford, car number 90 of Ryan Winters. Next row down has Ryan George in 17 Tide Chevrolet. Beside him will be the number 16 Halpern Chevrolet of Jordan Lopez. He's one of the 2 1981 cars in this field. We'll get to the other one here in a minute. Next row down has Quentin Moore, the number 26 Quaker State Buick. That's an 87 Buick he's driving. Beside him, the man who nearly won the 500 last race on the tour, is Charles Sanford, the Country Time Pontiac, car number 30. Next row down, Becca Tellier, number 21, the Warner Hodgdon Ford. Beside her will be number 75, Max Anderson, in the Valvoline Pontiac. Then it's William Brock, number 4, the Kodak Film Oldsmobile, and beside him will be the other 1981 car, that is Jessica Shelton. She's in the Melgear Ford, number 9. She's driving this weekend. Remember, she had an 85 Ford at the Daytona 500. And by her and Kyle Mathers are 2 of the drivers carrying our in-car cameras. Next row down has Emmanuel Hartnett, the winner of the Daytona 500, that wins Kmart Oldsmobile car number 83. He'll be alongside Zach Winkle, the Budweiser Chevrolet, car number 11. Next row down has Joshua Collard. He's on the outside of the row in the STP Pontiac car 43. Inside the row, the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, in the 52 Folgers Chevrolet, excuse me. Next row down has Cab Sheeran, the Buck Stove Oldsmobile, number 71, and the number 8 Miller American Buick of Patrick Smith. Next row down has Dylan Young, number 2, the Pepsi Kroger Chevrolet, and the Kodiak Pontiac car 27 of Kyle Langland. He's on the outside. Next row down is Jesse Turner in the number 13 Ford CTE, or whatever that sponsor is. He'll be alongside Alexander Rowe in the number 51 Oldsmobile for AJ Foyt. The other AJ Foyt Oldsmobile will be the number 14 Copenhagen car. On the inside of the next row, it's Tony Newman. He'll be alongside number 22, the Miller High Life Buick of Dylan Poteet. Next row down has Cole Bieber, number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and beside him will be the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28 of Keith Batson. Next row down has Michael Whitman, number 6, the Strolite Ford, and number 70, the AC Spark Plugs Rumpel Furniture Pontiac of Zed Weinstein. Next row down has Zachary Fitzwater, number 33, the Skull Bandit Buick, and beside him, carrying our third in-car camera, Joshua Osborne, number 25, the Folgers Chevrolet, driving the Tim Richmond colors. And finally, the last row will be Chelsea Bowles, number 74, the Superior Piping Nelson Contracting Chevrolet for the Bobby Womack colors. And she'll be alongside Ryan Kazee, number 12, the Budweiser Chevrolet. So the field getting set for green flag racing here on the... So the field getting set for the command, I should say, to fire the engines. Here in the GM Goodwrench Service 400. And in fact, here comes the command to fire all 40 of these cars up.
Drivers, start your engine!
So the commands we get to fire the engines as we get some racing here today, as we mentioned, Joshua Osborne, Jessica Shelton, and our pole sitter, Kyle Matthews, will have our in-car cameras in today's event here at the Rock. But yeah, those two drivers of Kyle Matthews and Phil Parker, they were two of the drivers among the great battle we had in the truck race on this same racetrack, along with Robbie Bogues, Phil Park, along with Robbie Bogues, PJ Williams, and Jordan Anderson. So those five drivers gave us a heck of a race. What will transpire here today for 50 laps? We'll about to find out as we're going to set for racing here today. As the race car ducks up on the pit road, we go from the 2.5-mile high bank plate race at Daytona to the 1-mile racetrack at Rockingham. The green flag about to wave, and we are underway at the GM Goodwrench Service 400, and the race is on. And it's two of the veterans jumping out in front. Kyle Matthews in 29, Trent Dunham in the 1, the defending series champion. Those are two of the drivers that battled out for the championship last season. And Dunham will take the first lap lead here today. Gardner will go to second position. Matthews now up the track to third position as he gets into the clutches of the 47 of Joshua Zakuli. And not a good start for the 5 of Phil Parker as he is sliding back here in this field. And meantime, battle for the lead. Johnny Gardner and Trent Dunham. It's Johnny taking the lead. And meantime, Kyle Matthews now pulling up behind the 5 of Gardner. And the yellow flag is flown for the first time here today. And Zachary Fitzwater. Oh my goodness, we got a crash come out turn number 2. As the field slows down for the caution. Oh, and we got a major pile up. I saw the 11 of Zach Winkle and the 21 of Becca Tellier crash. 15, Jason Haywood, he's damaged up. I think Osborne is damaged up in the 15. Yeah, 25. Yeah, there's Joshua. I was going to mention the original cause of the yellow flag was the 33 of Zachary Fitzwater. And we'll look at both instances. No time like the present to do so. But oh, what in the world happened coming out turn number 2? We're gonna find that out here in a minute. And it wasn't the 33 of Fitzwater that started the whole thing neither. Well, Joshua Collard in 43. He well, see, yeah, the 30 of Charles Sanford crashes, and Shelton gets into Collard. Then she gets rear-ended by the 27 of Kyle Langwin. Meanwhile, Ryan Kazee spins. Oh, and oh my gosh, Fitzwater hard into Collard. And sends the 43 up and over. And Collard, I think, almost goes again a second time, I think. Nope, yes, he does go over a second time. and then lands back on all fours, but a rambunctious right for the 43 at Collard. But yeah, looked to me like Charles Sanford. I think he got turned. Looks like, let's see what happens real time. Yep, dip deep apron on the racetrack. That does it. It'll do it every time. And boy, nice driving for Keith Batson to get on, give as he got up on the binders to avoid hitting Charles Sanford and Jessica Shelton both. On board Shelton's car. And you heard Shelton get center punched a bit. But it didn't end there because once the field got up under caution, this happens with the 11 team. Yeah, right there's where it all happened. Yeah, because as the field's getting ready to slow down here, watch the 11 of Zach Winkle. He was following a Hartnett in the 83 car, and then suddenly I think the car just turns. Let's see what happens here. No! Winkle gets turned by the 15 of Jason Haywood, sends him into the 11 of 21 of Kat Tellier, or Becca Tellier, excuse me. Phil Parker's in this crash too. And then everybody else playing the game of where do I go when I get there, and pretty much everybody starts the dogpiling. Everybody, Dylan Young, Beaver, Shear. Yeah, right there. Yeah, Becca Tellier trying to get her car to start back up here. Osborne, I think, got a little piece of the damage too in the 25. Well, let's ride with the 25 and see if he did get any damage or not. Uh-huh. So meantime, we missed a restart here, but because of all those replays. But Johnny Gardner is now the leader of the race here. As Kev Shear, we saw him going back into the pits in the 71 car. And up, yellow flag's blown again. And it's the 90 of Ryan Winters. He spins, and oh, we got another multi-car crash. Osborne's crashed again. Phil Parker's upside down. Seth Cole's crashed. Zed Weinstein. Becca Tellier again's crashed. And I think I see, yeah, the Daytona 500 champion, Emmanuel Hartnett. He's crashed. So no sooner we got the race restarted again, we have yet another caution flag that flies. And this happening on the 8th lap of the event. And let's look as to what happened. Hartnett was in the 12th position when it all happened. Yeah, and just like I saw in the truckers, yeah, oh my gosh. Becca Tellier, she's upside down. 14 of Tony Newman, he's got. Oh, Phil Parker in a 5. Look at him. Oh my gosh. And Osborne spinning and just about nailed Parker. So he and Becca Tellier both upside down, and Parker still on his ribbon. Meanwhile, Tellier is back up on all 4 wheels. So 2 of the Folgers cars taken out in that crash, both Osborne and Seth Cole. And poor old Joshua Osborne, as if one crash wasn't that bad enough, then he gets into this melee, riding with Osborne again. Joshua having a hard time trying to get his car to start back up. Driving, I'm sure, pretty angry at the moment. So with the... And already got a very high list of attrition right now here. Tony Newman's out of the race because of the crash. Weinstein's out. So is Becca Tellier is out of the race here. Phil Parker's out. Keith Batson out of the race in the 28, unfortunately. Daytona 500 champion Emmanuel Hartnett's out. Kev Shear's out because he had a tire problem that unfortunately knocked his 71 car out. Zach Winkle, Kyle Langland, Zachary Fitzwater, and Joshua Collard. So Collard, Becca Tellier, and Phil Parker has all experienced the flip over gyration that is this sport of racing. 12 car of Ryan Kazee is a lap down. So it's just the rest of the field for you right now here. Johnny Gardner leads. Second is Kyle Matthews. Third is Joshua Zakuli. Jonathan Sorlin's in fourth position. Fifth is Trent Dunham. Then comes Ryan George, Ashlyn Boyd, William Brock in eighth position. Ninth is Quentin Moore. In 10th position is Mike Becker. The green flag back out again. And let's keep an eye on that 12 car of Ryan Kazee to see what kind of problem he presents here. And Mike Becker and Dylan Potteet both caught up behind the 12 car. And, yeah. There you go, guys. Move down there. Now, can't tell you. Oh my gosh. Look out. How did they pull that one off? I do not know. They were 4 wide through the first and second turns here at the Rock, and you do not dare do that. On board, Jessica Shelton's car. Shelton running in 19th at the moment. The only getting up underneath Kat Tellier in the 7. Shelton, of course, with a list of line of cars that she's driving this season. And this is one of the 81 Ford Mel Gear machine. Now, you remember in season 14 in the Castrol GTX Cup Series when she won her last championship to date, she had that paint scheme all season long. So, she's got this car, and of course her line of course cars an 84 paint scheme with an 82 Thunderbird. And she's also got an 85 and in the storage, an 87, and as well as an 88 Thunderbird. Back up front, Kyle Matthews, number 29, is now the leader of the race. He is the pole sitter for the event as we have now completed as we're about to complete the 17th lap of the event. Ryan George goes to second. Third is Johnny Gardner. Now William Brock in the 4 car looks for the third spot, and he's got it. Quentin Moore, Mike Becker, Ashlyn Boyd, and Jonathan Zorlin, as well as Trent Dunham, being thrown in the mix right now. Trent has never won on this track. There he is right there in the 1 car. Defending series champion, as we mentioned, won Homestead last season. The only race he won all season long, and couldn't have come at a better time. Meantime, Ryan George out in front, number 17. And a big bunch of cars right there in this mix here as Ryan George goes inside of Kyle Matthews. Matthews up the track now. Matthews fights back on the outside of the lane. Here comes the 4 car of William Brock on board Kyle Matthews again. That's what it's like to be in a pack of cars at over 150 miles per hour. And now Brock closes in at number 4 car, Chevrolet first, Oldsmobile second and third. Then you got Chevrolets 4th, 5th, 6th, and then you got a pair of Buicks 7th and 8th. Boy, what a pack of cars they got here. There's Mike Becker in 7th position, Joshua Sekuli in 8th. Then you got 2 more Buicks, Zorlin and Quentin Moore, 9th and 10th. There it is, Quentin Moore in the Quaker State Buick. Jordan Lopez in 16. He runs in and now trying to go for that top 10 position in his Chevrolet. Jesse Turner, number 13, goes inside. Haircut, he comes inside of Patrick Smith, and there's the 90 of Ryan Winters in the 90 car. He runs right now very well in the 15th spot. Dylan Poteet, 22 car, runs in 17th position. He had a great top 10 finish last season in the points, despite not winning a race. And Cole Deaver in the 51 of Alexander Rowe got together, and Chelsea Bowles passes both of them in the 74 car. And now Michael Whitman in the 6 goes inside. A pair of 1988 cars, Whitman in an 88 Ford, Deaver in an 88 Chevrolet. Max Sanderson running in the 21st position. There's Jessica Shelton in 22nd. On board again with Shelton. And there's the view from our third in-car camera, Joshua Osborne in 25. Involved already in 2 wrecks in this event, and they came in a very short span of time. As he battles with Jason Haywood, that's Osborne running in 28th position. And he is currently, well, last car on the lead lap. And there you see the torn up nose and the back end on that 25 Folgers machine. That's an 86 Monte Carlo he's driving, or at least ways it was. Ryan Gazee in 29th position. He is a lap down. And all chasing this man, Kyle Matthews, number 29, the Hardee's Oldsmobile, an 87 model. As he runs as the leader of the event, Trent Dunham in 2nd position. 3rd right now is William Brock. 4th position, battling 4th. 4th is Ashlyn Boyd and Johnny Gardner and Ryan George. And actually, Gardner gets off the wall here as he and George now battle it out. Pair of 87 Monte Carlos. Jonathan Zorlin takes his Buick to that 7th position now as he gets by the 47 of Joshua Sekuli. And look at these 4 cars are there nose to tail. Make that 5 cars now. Chelsea Bowles in the 74. She's in this mix as well as the 3 of Cole Deaver. Deaver in 16th position is where he got his first Cup win. As a matter of fact, a couple seasons back here at the Rock in the AC Delco 400. Where we'll be heading to later on in the season for the 3rd and last stop on the tour. And meantime, Dylan Poteet in the 22 begins to roll in that number 22 Buick. He dives up underneath Cat Tellier, takes that spot away. So move Poteet up to 16th position. Bowles the 15th, to battle for 14th, or 13th, I should say. as Jesse Turner goes up the track here. Deaver takes 13th, and I tell you, he is that 3 car. Watch him; he's on a roll. And meantime, we got a new leader. It's the number 1 of Trent Dunham, as he's now out in front in the number 1 Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Chevy. 86 Monte Carlo he's driving as he now leads the race, but here comes Kyle Matthews to the inside for the lead. Back on board, Kyle Matthews' star. Pulling up behind the 12 of Ryan Casillas. Now here comes the 4 of William Brock to the inside. Boy, what racing we're seeing here at Rockingham. Matthews way up the track now in the number 29 car. As Brock takes the lead, here comes Ashlyn Boyd to the inside as the 55 will go to second. Jonathan Zorlin in the 88 goes to third, or now tries for second. Boy, 4 cars you can throw a blanket over and make that actually make that a 7-car battle for the lead. And Zorlin now goes up to the front in the 88 machine. Already down to 14 laps to go here in the GM Goodwrench 400. And that 3 car, speaking of GM Goodwrench, trying for that 8th position now, and Mike Becker in the 42. Becker in the top 10 all day long so far. And another mover you might want to look at in that 22 of Dylan Pote. We always call Pote kind of the quiet racer here. Yeah, you might not see him for a while, but when money time comes, he usually shows up by then. Looks to me like Pote about ready to be playing that role right now, as he is now into about to hit the top 10 now. Jordan Lopez goes inside now, trying 4th position. Has something to say about that. So as soon as I say something about Pote and Deaver, they both go up the racetrack, and now they're in danger of losing positions. Ashlyn Boyd led the first lap of his or her career, which in this series, just a moment ago. But now Trent Dunham's taking the lead back. Right now it's those 2 battling it out here, and look at Boyd to the inside lane, trying to go toe to toe with Dunham. And Dunham now dives inside, makes a wide short, so he goes inside of Jason Haywood and Joshua Osborne both. Trying to keep that rest of that pack in check. But now Matthews escapes the jaws of the pack for the moment, but now Zorlin goes back inside now in the 88 car. And now Matthews caught behind the 15 car of Jason Haywood. And now the 17 of Ryan George goes inside now as they go into the 3rd turn. Whoa, and the 15 of Haywood gets put in the wall. Kyle Matthews puts the 15 car into the wall. I'm sure, no doubt, showing his frustration that to Haywood, without, I guess you might say. And now he's now caught behind the 25 of Joshua Osborne now. And now Osborne now goes up the high side now, and oh, Mike Becker's got problems apparently in that 42 car. Oh my gosh, Mike Becker, who is in 7th position, has got problems in the number 42 STP Buick. And it looks like, I think, engine failure for that number 42 machine. Oh my gosh. Becker was having such an excellent run, and to have it all fall apart for him. But meantime, we got a 4-car battle for the lead again. It's Ashlyn Boyd, Trent Dunham, Ryan George, and Johnny Gardner. And they're battling for the lead right now, and now throw back in that same bunch of cars, except a couple more added to the mix here. William Brock, Kyle Matthews, Jonathan Sorlin, Joshua Sakuli now in the mix. Cole Deaver in the 3 cars in the mix, and now Jesse Turner in 13. Turner was a winner last season at Watkins Glen. Four laps to go. On board Kyle Matthews' car. Johnny Gardner now out in front. Ryan George to the inside. Three laps to go. Ashlyn Boyd in 3rd position now. As they get by the 52, I should say, it's Seth Cole. Gardner to the high side. Here comes George to the inside lane. Ryan George, car 17 to the lead. And he's got it. Ashlyn Boyd gets in the mix now in the number 55 car. And as does the one of Trent Dunham. Lap car up ahead, that's Charles Sanford in the 30. Dunham pushes Boyd up the track. White flag for Ryan George in car 17. But Trent Dunham is closing in that 1 car. Does he have anything for that 17 machine as they come off turn number 2? Dunham is closing just a slight bit there as the 17 is close by the 2 of Dylan Young. Into the 3rd and 4th turns they come. It'll be car number 17, the Tide Chevrolet. Ryan George wins the GM Goodwrench Service 400 here at Rockingham. Ryan George, the number 17 Tide Chevrolet, takes the Darrell Waltrip cars to victory lane. Here at the Rock, Trent Dunham comes home 2nd. 3rd will go to William Brock. Johnny Gardner, a great day for him in 4th. 5th to Ashlyn Boyd, an excellent run for that team. Kyle Matthews 6th. 7th will go to Jordan Lopez. 8th to Jonathan Zorlin. 9th to Joshua Sakuli. And 10th position to Cole Deaver. So an excellent day here at the Rock. Or I should say an excellent race weekend. I should say that was a crazy race weekend here. There we go. Rest of the finishing order: Ryan Winters, a great day for him, finishing 11th position. 12th to Dylan Poteet, Kat Tellier 13th, Quentin Moore, Jesse Turner, Chelsea Bowles, Alexander Rowe, Patrick Smith, Michael Whitman, and Max Anderson, the top 20 in today's event. Rest of the finishing order: Paul Minnick was 21st. Jessica Shelton, the last car on the lead lap, in 22nd after her misfortune earlier in the event. And Shelton, I should mention, also was the last winner of the last race we brought to you at Rockingham for last season's AC Delco 400. And that coming off her excellent run she had in the Daytona 500. Dylan Young was 23rd. 24th was Charles Sanford. Seth Cole, 25th. 26th was Joshua Osborne. 27th was Jason Haywood. Ryan Kazee was the last car to finish in 28th position. The cars out of the race, Mike Becker had a clutch problem. That was what knocked him out of the race early on, and he had such an excellent run going. You had to hate that for Mike Becker, honestly, because he was in the top 10 for all race long until that happened. Tony Nimmer was 30th. 31st was Ed Weinstein. 32nd, Becca Tellier. 33rd, Phil Parker. Keith Batson, 34th. 35th was Emmanuel Hartnett. Kev Shear's tire problem knocked him to 36th. 37th was Zach Winkle. Kyle Langland, 38th. 39th, Zachary Fitzwater. And Joshua Collard finishes in 40th. So the GM Goodwrench Service 400 is history as Ryan George picks up his first win of the season 18 in the Darrell Waltrip car. So a great day for the Kev Shear team as they take home a victory here today. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We have everything on this channel. We got YWC Wrestling. We got NNSCRA. We have NR races, and be sure to check out Sed's series as well. The Pizza Hut X series, the brand new Texas Truck Series, and of course the NNSCRA Hershey's Cup Series as well. Be sure to check those series out. And trust me, his races are a whole heck of a lot better than what you'll get from me. Okay. So anyway, so with all that said, you'll like what you see here on the NNSCRA Sports Game Show. You name it, we got it. And so, with all that said, the next race on tour will be at Las Vegas for the America's Best Value in 400. And so, for now on, this is James Qualls in the production of the NNSCRA race, celebrating NNSCRA offline racing as best. And congratulations once again to Ryan George, the winner of the GM Goodwrench Service 400. So long, everyone.